Hi guys. We're doing translations of functions, and there's a lot of little details to remember. So breaking this up into some pieces. Okay. I just want to start with the adding and subtracting and how the functions look different. So translating a function, you have a parent function, whatever it is, like your starting out function, your f of x. If there's a horizontal translation, let me blow this up bigger. That means you're going to have a number added just to the x. And plus means it's going to move to the left that many, and if it's an x minus, it means move to the right. So here are some examples. Okay, the black function here represents our parent function, 2 to the x power. The red function, you'll notice that it's not just x anymore, it's x minus 1. That means we're moving 1 to the right. Okay, so it's the red function and the black function are the same, it's just if I slid it over. The blue function right here represents 2 to the x plus 5. So a 5 is added just to the x. Okay, so plus 5 usually would make you think of going to the right, but it's opposite. Okay, and I don't have a great explanation for that. Just remember its x's are always opposite. Okay. As for vertical transformations, vertical translation, you have a number that is added to the entire function. And it makes sense. Plus means move up, minus means move down. So if our original function is this black one right here, and that's again 2 to the x, we're going to use the same function. If I subtract 1 off the entire function, so same function, 2 to the x minus 1, you can see that it moved the function just down 1 unit. Okay, it's the same, it just went down 1 unit. It's hard to see that, given that these are not grids, but it is. Okay. Actually, you can really see it right here on the y-axis. You can see that the y-intercept went down 1. Okay. Also notice that because we shifted the function down, we now have an x-intercept that we didn't have before. And our asymptote is now y equals -1. So our asymptote's going to match the value we add or subtract to the function. Okay. This function up here, the blue function, is 2 to the x plus 5. So you can see that putting a plus 5 after the 2 to the x power moved the function up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So it went up by 5 in all directions. Okay. And again, it changed our asymptote. We now have an asymptote at y equals 5. Okay, so these are the notes we took in class. I had you put the function 2 to the x into the calculator and get a table of values and graph the black function here. Again is our parent function. Then down here I see that my 3 is being subtracted only from the x. That's going to indicate that we're going to take our original function and move it over 1, 2, 3. And notice I wrote directional words here. I want you to write directional words on your homework as well. Okay, so everything just shifted over 3 squares. And it's a little tougher to do when they're in the middle of a box like this, but you're just moving middle of the box to middle of the box to middle of the box, 3. Okay, the blue function has a plus 2 next to the x. That means go left 2. So I went left 2 for each of my points. Okay. Also, I want you to remember that labeling is really critical of each function, especially when you have more than one function on a grid. You really need to label them. That can cost you points on the regents. For the next set of graphs, I used the same parent function, 2 to the x power. So I used these same coordinates right here. And I graphed those. Okay. Now, this time I added 3 to the function. So that means my graph is going up by 3s. Okay. So I went up 3 to make this graph. -4 means take this graph and go down 4. Oops, I didn't mean to move the graph. There we go. Same parent function, 2 to the x, but now I have both things going on. I have both directions. I have a -1 that's just to the x, and that indicates move 1 to the right. And I have a +3, which indicates up 3. So from my parent function, the one in black, I took each point and went 1 to the right and up 3. 1 to the right and up 3. 1 to the right and up 3. And then made that new function. H of x has a +2 for just the x and a -4 for the entire function. So that means I'm going left 2 and down 4. So starting here, left 2, down 4. Left 2, down 4. Now, these functions that move up and down change our asymptotes. So for example, on my red function, adding 3 moved the function up 3, but it also changed my asymptote to y equals 3. Okay, same as the number being added. And my blue function, moving the function down 4 means that the asymptote is now at y equals -4. And I also have a x-intercept that I don't usually have. Okay, right here happens to be at the origin. So moving the function up and down changes our x-intercept and changes our asymptote. Okay, and our y-intercept as well. But okay. Thanks for watching. See you next time.